Hey everybody, welcome back to Breakfast with Bob from Clash Miami. My name is Bob Babbitt. We're brought to you by SFuels, HOKA, Master Spas, deboer wetsuits, Premium Plus Sports, and of course our Challenged Athletes Foundation. Our next guest, 5-time Ironman World Champion, 5-time Ironman 70.3 World Champion, 2-time Olympian, the greatest female triathlete of all time, Daniela Ryf. How you doing, Daniela?
Hi, Bob. Thanks for the intro. I'm good. I'm really happy to be here.
And you've never raced here before.
I
didn't realize that.
I just looked at the track, and I'm super excited. Even more excited now when I see that track.
It's so fun. It's so unique, and what's so cool about it is Friday morning the Olympians will do a draft legal race, and then at 10 o'clock the Paralympians, who can qualify for Paris by winning their category, they're racing at 10 o'clock, and then there's age group races all weekend, and then you guys go on Saturday afternoon, and you'll probably be running under the lights.
We will. It's quite going to be a packed weekend, how we say it, and also racing in the evening will be quite special. Will be interesting if I'm able to rule the nutrition, because it makes it a big difference. And
yes.
But it will be exciting it will be dark by the time we'll finish. So it's going to be super cool.
Party.
Time to party. I hope I'll try to go as hard that I don't have energy to party.
So you have recently announced that this will be your final season as a pro. And when I think about it, and I look back at, looking at you went to Olympic Games, and when we first met was 2014, and, so we've sort of watched a big chunk of your career. You're at a point now where there really isn't a lot of things to accomplish in the sport. You've challenged Roth. You just had a record-breaking day at Challenge Roth, and you won all the Ironman titles. What do you feel is left, or is that one of the reasons you're hanging it up, because you've done everything?
Yeah, I think it was kind of, I had thoughts about when is the right time, and I'm super, super grateful what I could achieve in the last 10 years, but also before in my short distance career. And
yes. I've
been doing it for a long time, and I always said I want to still be at the top when I finish. And I think last year, having my last Kona, and then I actually realized, okay, this year is so special. I really want to be part of this year.
Yes.
I think the PTO Tour, the T100 will be an amazing series, and that was actually one of the reasons, next to Nice, which I was like, okay, these two events I haven't done, and that really excited me to do one more year of full gas. So I think there's still some things left I haven't done. I haven't won a T100 race,
yes.
And also being part of this series this year it's going to be super special, and I'm actually still very excited about it. I'm very motivated, and still also I'm like in that middle where I'm also excited for the next chapter, and I think that's kind of where I realized, okay, maybe that's the time where I should be grateful what I could achieve, and then also look forward to a new chapter. So, I still love it. I still love pushing hard, and I think this year I told myself I really want to also enjoy it, but also I want to go as hard as I can.
Right. And when you look at Nice, and you're a person who trains in the mountains all the time, it's a beautiful course. Is that you like things that are a challenge? Yeah. When they moved Ironman to St. George, and people are like, well, Danielle does great in Kona, but she's not going to do well in St. George, and then you dominate and had this amazing race. You tended to like to prove people wrong, and at the same time, this Nice course does suit you.
Well, we will find out. I'm definitely going to check the course. It's going to be super technical, and I think it will be important to be fit for the uphill, but also really ready for the downhill.
Yes.
And to know the course will be crucial. I think if you don't know the corners, it will be hard to be as fast as someone who knows the corners.
Right.
And yeah, I think it's going to be a spectacular race. I'm super excited about it, and it's one of the races where I still feel like I really want to do, and
yes.
We'll see what I can do there. But to have a challenging bike course definitely makes things interesting, because you can't hide. it's like you're really out there on your own, and yeah, makes it tough. But I definitely like the tough.
You always like tough courses, yes. Yeah. And the T100 Tour, when we look at our sport, and right now with Super League and Ironman and 70.3 and Clash and Challenge and the T100 Tour, there's a lot of good things happening for pros right now that weren't really there when you first got into this. Yeah,
definitely. I would say it's the most exciting time to be in triathlon at the moment. Yeah. And I mean, I could profit from a lot of great opportunities in my career. I think there's always been, races to pick where you have
$1 million races,
for example. Yes. So I really can't complain. I think I've been in the best 10 years of the triathlon sport.
Yes.
And I'm really happy to see that it's only getting better. And I think this tour really brings the short distance and the longer distance athletes together, and it will be very interesting to see that kind of these different type of athletes racing each other. And I hope it's going to be interesting to watch. I'm sure it will be. And so yeah, I think if we're definitely able to put a good show out there and make the people watch it. And
so the dynamics of of the short distance racing, every race you go to here, like this race and the other 7 of the series, it's like on the World Championship race. You're going to have the top 20 women in the world are going to be on the starting line at a shorter distance than you've raced in a long time. Mm-hmm. You like that?
Yeah, I mean it's the biggest challenge I probably could pick for my last season. So yeah, I do like it because it gets me up in the morning to push hard. I think it's really what I need, and to be able to know, okay, I'm facing the best in the world, so I have to bring the best game I have. And I do feel like I'm not getting that much faster, so I definitely have to push very hard because these women are super fast, so it will be hard to it'll be a challenge, but that's why I do it, because I think it's really also getting the best out of myself, and it really motivates me to know that I have a tough goal coming.
When I saw you at Challenge Roth last year, it's like every year, the year before was St. George, that phenomenal race, and then last year with Challenge Roth, and just having a performance that made people realize how great you are. When you were able to string together, was that your best ever marathon at a Ironman?
Yes,
yeah,
it was.
It was the best ever, yeah. So at an advanced part of your career, you put together just an epic race. Did you surprise yourself?
Yes, definitely. Last year it was really a challenging year with being sick a lot.
You were sick a lot,
I was. I had a good winter and I felt really fit, but then I got really sick in Ibiza, and I had a long time where I didn't really feel anything. Like I was feeling the opposite than fit.
Right.
So having a bit more recovery probably helped to bring out that performance in Roth, and just being in a very good state of mind. I felt not too much pressure, but was excited to race. And yeah, it was definitely. I definitely surprised myself. I think also, the material helped to be able to get faster.
Yes.
I mean, having the new bouncy shoes was definitely probably helped as well to go that fast. But it's part of the
evolution of the sport. Yeah,
exactly.
Sport gets better, equipment gets better.
Exactly.
Athletes get faster. That's what it's all about. You didn't win in Kona, but you are a fan of the sport. You are a fan of having an all-women's field there, watching Lucy, who has been behind you 3 times in Kona, win it. You never want somebody else to win, but I'm guessing you felt good for her.
Yeah, I mean, she definitely deserved that win. She fought really hard for it. And I actually, when I was on the bike, I had one time a thought, and that's where I realized, okay, that's not a good thought. I should not have these thoughts. Like when I was kind of attacking with Kat Matthews, it's like, I'll be kind of happy if she would win the race. So that was one thought, like one moment, it's like, okay, I should not be happy for other people while I'm racing against them.
You could do it afterwards.
I think it just really shows a little bit also that I'm not as hungry anymore, or maybe not as angry anymore to win.
Angry bird.
But still, yeah, like I kind of was a little bit surprised. I mean, I probably knew that my shape in that race was not enough to actually win in Kona, because I just couldn't do the training through the summer, which was needed to be able to perform well in a world championship, because I was quite sick. But yeah, I did my best, and having seen someone else, you know, putting it together. I mean, Lucy showed a phenomenal performance, and she got it together from the start till the end, and that's, I mean, that deserves all the respect and also all the congratulations. So I was definitely, I think for the sport also, it's always good that there's different people winning, and so it's kind of weird to say, but I kind of also enjoy that it's mixing it up in the women's.
Well, you're at a point of your career where the sport's important. You want the sport to be successful. You want the sport to grow, and that means you want variety. You want, when some of these Olympians come in after this next, after Paris, it's going to get even faster and more deep than it's ever been.
Yes, definitely. I mean, that's what we want in the sport, that it's constantly evolving, and we definitely see that. The times are getting faster, and I'm excited to see how everyone will perform on the weekend.
A lot of times people don't see the emotion from Daniela Ryf. We saw it when you won in St. George, when you came across that finish line. My producer, John, still talks about just like, did you see the emotion on Daniela when she came across? You people doubt me. Come on. After Oceanside, and people are like, Daniela's done, and then you went to Sedona, and you were by yourself, and you just got ready. And you went to St. George and executed the perfect race. And like you said, that you were thinking, oh, it'll be okay for Kat to win. Or Kat talked about how you were like excited. There were people with you on the bike. This is great. Let's work together. You get to a point in your career where you want to mix it up with other people. It's more fun than just being off the front sometimes.
I mean, it's also quite fun if you can dominate the race, I have to say. But it's, yeah, I mean, these times are probably over. Just the field is getting more deep. And of course, if you have that one of that day where a little bit how I had it in Roth, where you can just do your thing, I kind of enjoy that too. I have to be honest, but it's just probably not realistic anymore to have that all the time. But it's still what I kind of train for. But you have to also know that it's also cool if you can work together on a bike and then just make it like a super fast bike and work hard.
What's nice about this season, if the goal is to do the T100 races and do these high intensity, you know, sort of back to your roots, back to your Olympic roots, and then you focus on Nice. Yeah, so it's sort of, the season is sort of planned out a little bit, where you work high intensity, get my speed back, and then go to Nice and see what happens. That's sort of a cool season.
It's a very challenging season, I agree. And to have that mix between the speed stuff, but also still be able to perform on a long distance, it will be, we'll find out how it goes. I have the benefit that I never really do the extra long stuff. So my body is kind of good in long stuff anyway.
Right.
So what I now have to do is just trying to get that threshold a bit faster.
Right.
So I can also keep up on that a little bit shorter distance. But still, I think we should not forget that in the end, we're talking about a short distance, but it's 3.5 hours of racing.
3.5 hours, yeah.
So
lots of nutrition.
Exactly.
When you do an Olympic and sprint, you don't have to think that much about nutrition. But this, for 3.5 hours, you're thinking about nutrition.
Exactly. So it's still a big difference to an Olympic distance. And having 80K on a bike, you can do a lot of damage. And so that's what I just focus on.
What's nice about this course is there's the road, there's the oval, but you also have a road course. So there's some turns, and when you guys race, it'll be windy and it'll be hot. It'll be a little Kona-ish. So it'll suit you in terms of the type of conditions. So I think you'll have fun. I think you'll enjoy it.
Yeah, we'll see. I mean, it will be tough. It will be brutal, I think. But I was in Gran Canaria. I was quite warm there as well and humid. I think the humidity is going to play the biggest part. It's super humid here.
Yes.
And then also the technical part. I'm glad we can have a look at the course tomorrow. I was kind of hoping to do it today as well, but it's closed today. So it will be, I think, important to know the corners, and hopefully, well, let's see if we can do them all in the TT position. I doubt it, but I haven't seen the corners, how sharp they yet. So I think it will be kind of a bit of a technical course, even though it's flat.
Was it emotional for you knowing last year was your last Kona, coming down Ali'i Drive for what probably is your last time?
Yes, I was. To be honest, I was really grateful that it probably was my last time, because I was suffering a lot, and I had such amazing races there, and I think it's also a little bit why I feel like I have had my best race there in 2018, and comparing to that, it was always hard, like to go back and say, okay, I do it better, and I feel like I was my best ever athlete in around 2018.
Yes.
And so having the opportunity to still race there was really special. I definitely tried to soak it in, but when I kind of finished the race, I was just really grateful what memories I could do on that island. I think it will be always a very special place for me, and I'm sure I will go back there and be part of the whole sport.
Yes.
I don't think it was my last time there. I also look forward to have a bit of a more relaxing time on the island.
Go to Four Seasons.
Yeah,
hang out at the nice places, right?
Exactly.
That 2018 race reminded me of when Chrissy Wellington in 2011, after she didn't race in 2010, she came in 2011, and it was her against Marinda Carfrae, and she won that race and then retired. Mm-hmm. It's like, I can never have a better race than this. When you won in 18, and you were stung by a jellyfish, and everything was going wrong, and then you not only win, but break the course record, you just had the epic day that started out as the crap day. Mm-hmm. Was there points at that when you won in 18, like, I don't know if I can ever match this?
Well, because I was stung by a jellyfish, I thought, okay, I can definitely match my swim. Because my swim time was so horribly slow.
You carried the jellyfish for the rest of the race, yeah.
And with that thought, I also thought, okay, I probably could break the course record again, because I lost 5 minutes already in the swim. Yeah. But yeah, it's not that easy. I think it just didn't happen. I mean, I had 1 year of sickness, then we had COVID, 2 years we couldn't go there.
That's right, you lost 2 years of Kona.
Exactly,
yes.
So it feels like ages ago, but also 2 years we were not on the island. And I think for me to have that race in St. George, kind of after these 2.5, 3 years of a bit of difficulties, I had really bad foot injury, tore my tendons, and my doctor said I would never run again, and I was then like, that's probably also a reason why in St. George I felt so relieved and so like, okay, I've done it again.
If you can run on that course, you can run it forever.
Exactly. Yeah. And so I think, it just, now I lost track. I don't know where we even started.
We started with winning in 18 and how that was.
Exactly. So I think I got the reward in St. George, and that was definitely as special as the win in 2018.
I love that. So when I look at Roth, one of my favorite parts of that was that here's Chrissy Wellington, who hadn't been around at that event for a number of years, and she happens to be there the day you break her record by about 10 minutes. And that was just so cool to see you guys together, and she is just one of the class acts. And for you to break it and have her there to greet you, that had to be pretty special. It was very special. I actually saw her before the race, 2 days before, and she wished me all the best. And she actually said, like, okay, this record this should be yours now. Like, she gave me the message that she wanted me to break it. Yes. And it was really a special moment for me. I felt super motivated through that, and also how she said it, like she was ready to give it to someone else. Yes. I mean, she didn't give it to me. I kind of had to work, but still to have that support and then also share that moment with her in the finish was super special. I mean, actually, the first few seconds, I didn't even realize that it was her. I think I was just looking at the time, and she gave me the medal, and I didn't even see her. Like, I was just so, I worked out for quite a bit. But then, when I realized that it was Chrissy, it was definitely a very special moment. What do you want to do now that your career is winding down?
I haven't like really set all in stone. I definitely have lots of ideas. I would definitely love to be kind of still part of the sport. I love to motivate people to be active. That's one of the things I always loved about my job, if you can say it like that. But in the future, I hope to be involved in that as well. And then we'll see. I mean, there's definitely a lot of opportunities, but I also look forward to just chill out a bit for a while. I think it's having a weekend is something I haven't had for a long time, and it's
well deserved.
Yeah, I look forward to those normal kind of things where you
go
just
out for a glass of wine, hang out.
I do that now, or also I don't restrict myself on a good glass of red wine, but so I can't complain. My life is super nice, but it's still having always that focus. You're in your body, and that's your tool to work, and that's 24/7,
right?
7 days a week.
Yes,
and that's something you just kind of can't just forget. So I think it would be nice to also just be Daniela and not the athlete, and have that a bit, have a little bit stress in mind, a little bit less stress in mind.
And your godson can say, "This is my godmother, Daniela Ryf, who used to be a great triathlete."
Yeah, that will be true. But I'll be better in ice skating, so I'll practice that, and then I don't have to be scared anymore to fall, hurt my knee or anything like that.
Love it. Daniela, thank you for always being so gracious with your time. It's fun to look back, and the first time we met was at Hugo's on the Rocks right before the 2014 Ironman, and it was Wednesday of race week, and you said, "Is this where the run goes?"
Yeah, I was.
And it was so fun because who knew that you were going to dominate the sport for really this last decade?
Yeah, I didn't know.
Well, you certainly have.
Yeah,
thank you for. And we've always said that the person who wins the Ironman becomes the sort of the leader of the sport, and you have led with performance, and you've led with grace, and you've led with your caring. I love what your charity work is wonderful.
Thank you so much. I appreciate it.
Daniela Ryf, the greatest female triathlete of all time, has been our guest. Again, we are at Clash Miami. Hold on. We will be right back.